So, Nintendo announced a partner showcase on the 21st. What sort of shenanigans and tomfoolery will be shown there? I'm going to try to predict or just generally talk about some of it. Starting with a bit of leak talk. There's this person, Pyoro. They tend to have incredibly accurate predictions. And they mentioned Endless Ocean and Pocket Card Jockey. Both very normal things that I can absolutely see coming to Switch. I'm not super familiar with either one. I know Endless Ocean is pretty chill. And I wanted to play Pocket Card Jockey on 3DS. I just never got around to playing it. So both of those I can absolutely see coming to Switch and would be welcome. On this leak train, Xbox Game Studios. There was a lot of talk about Xbox getting games on Switch. There was this whole kerfuffle last week. And yeah, I could see one of those 4 games being announced. Whether or not it's Hi-Fi Rush, I'd say is up for debate, as I think games like Sea of Thieves or Grounded or a core multiplayer title, I could see having a little bit of higher chance of getting announced sooner. The more screens a multiplayer game is on, the better it is for and all that. Ending off this leak train, a while ago there was the NVIDIA leak, and 2 big games on there were Final Fantasy IX, a remake of Final Fantasy IX, and a Final Fantasy Tactics remaster. Both things I can absolutely see happening. Those would be, a Final Fantasy IX remake would be great. I've been saying they'd show up at Directs for a while now. They still haven't. I think the Tactics one is a bit more likely to show up at a Direct like this. I think a Final Fantasy IX thing might be a Square Enix thing. Both I could see happening. Both would be very welcome. On the Square Enix train, will we see Dragon Quest III HD 2D, maybe? Yuji Horii said something about it recently, I think. So it still exists. Will we see something from it? And I don't really think we'll see anything from Dragon Quest XII, as that seems like more something Square Enix would talk about themselves rather than having Nintendo talk about it. And then there's also Team Asano. They just had Octopath 2. Will they do something like a sequel to Triangle Strategy? Or maybe give us a port of Bravely Default 1 and 2? But all that Square Enix stuff out of the way, let's get into some other big things, like, will Nintendo themselves have a presence there? Will there be another collab game like Cadence of Hyrule? That was one of the coolest things Nintendo has ever done, that collab between Zelda and Crypt of the Necrodancer. I would absolutely love to see another thing like that. In terms of a collab games, I could also see a Warriors title, Xenoblade, Kirby, Mario, another Fire Emblem, another Zelda, Kid Icarus, Excitebike, all those I could see having Warriors titles. And then Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, that's a Sega thing. That's technically counts as a partner thing. There's Olympics this year. I hear no one talk about it or consciously think about it, but there are Olympics this year, and Mario and Sonic doesn't have their game announced yet. That'd be pretty fun. And now let's get into some sort of low-key, sort of worse things. I think there will probably be a cloud game. They tend to show up here. And I think for the cloud game, I choose Alan Wake 2. Control's already on there as a cloud game, and then Alan Wake 1's there on the Switch. So just get Alan Wake 2 via simple cloud version, and we got the whole Remedy-verse on Switch, which would be cool to see. While they're not ideal versions, being able to play them on the Switch at all is good for a lot of people. Then this sort of lower key train, Hoyoverse. There's Genshin Impact Switch port, which I swear was announced years ago. Still isn't out. It could still exist, maybe. And a Honkai Star Rail. I don't know much about it, but I know that it's popular, and I could see a Switch port of it. And then there will be no Silksong. There will never be any Silksong. I don't know how to keep saying this, but there will not be Silksong. And then this indie train, Hades 2. That was announced, I think, 2 years ago at this point. We've heard basically not a peep, and I think it not showing up at one of these would actually be kind of weird, because Nintendo and Supergiant have a great relationship, and Hades 2 is a big reveal for something like a Direct. Getting to a different, big, but also different broad subject, we'll probably see some licensed games there. We tend to see those there. And in the cash is begging for his own purposes corner, please give me Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4. It would be really fun. You published the 3rd one, Nintendo. Will you publish the 4th one? Will you make a 4th one? Please, I don't care if I don't know what people thought about 3. I liked it. That's all that matters to me. And then I can also maybe see like a crossover, like a fighting game being announced. Grand Blue could get a port. I would love that. Then something from the indie space, like Rivals 2, or there was rumors about like an Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game done by Main 6, who got completely screwed over and deserve better. Will there be a game there like Mameda no Bakeru, which I know people have been talking about a lot in regards to this partner showcase. That's an easy thing I could definitely see being localized. It seemed really popular when it came out. Half-Life. Last Partner Direct had Portal. The Half-Life games just got updated with Steam Deck controller support. I can maybe see that getting ported to the Switch. Maybe the Source engine is weird, Gold Source is weird, but I would fucking love a Half-Life Switch port. And then some other various things, like there tends to be like weird sequels and game compilations announced. Like, will we see like another Castlevania collection, or like a Contra collection, Mega Man, Star Force? Who knows? Will we get a appearance from like Falcom? They have things like Kuro 2. They just announced East 10 and all that. Capcom also tends to show up here, as I've said, like a Mega Man thing. New Morokami content? Huh? Maybe? Well, maybe Morokami? That'd be cool. Muramasa? I think this will be like a pretty low-key one. Maybe get some pretty big reveals here, but I think this will be like a good, like, solid foundation for the next set, for the next year in terms of third-party support. And that's about all I have to say about that.